This video is for fair use, fair use, fair use. Educational purposes only. It is not for any kinds of monetary gain. I'm just really just gonna get into it.
You can now get a gonorrhea vaccine in sexual health clinics across the UK. It's a world first rollout of the vaccines, the NHS say. Studies show it could stop between 30 to 40% of the cases. The NHS said this could equate to as many as 100,000 cases in the next decade. Gonorrhea is a bacterial infection transmitted through unprotected sex, and symptoms can include pain, unusual discharge, infertility, and inflammation. Some people have no symptoms at all. The NHS say the best way to protect yourself is by using condoms, and by taking up the vaccine if you're offered one. This comes as doctors become more worried. In 2023, there were more than 85,000 cases of gonorrhea, the highest since records began almost 100 years ago. The jabs will first be offered to those at highest risk, mostly gay or bisexual men who have a history of multiple sexual partners, or sexually transmitted infections.
Yes, get your vaccines, but crucially, this all starts back in schools with people having a good sex education that focuses on consent, pleasure, and going into the world knowing how to take charge of your sexual health.
It's because of the women too. They just put it all on the dudes. That's crazy.
If you want to find out if you're eligible for
The suspect exploited the trust of our uniforms, that our uniforms are meant to represent. That betrayal is deeply disturbing to those of us who wear the badge with honor and responsibility.
It was not a real police officer. This is somebody that clearly had been impersonating a police officer, again, using the trust of this badge and this uniform to manipulate their way into the home.
All these $50,000 signing bonuses, student loan forgiveness for any new ICE agents. This is a massive campaign to recruit more than 10,000 new agents this year. 10,000, that number, if achieved, would make ICE the single largest law enforcement agency in the nation. Trisha, tell us how that's going and what kind of response are you getting for this recruitment effort?
We are getting an overwhelming response. Already have 1,000 final offers out as of now, Cheryl, but we know we're going to turbocharge that in the coming weeks and get even more ICE enforcement officers on the ground. There's really strength in numbers, and these men and women are doing the Lord's work. They are getting the worst of the worst off of America's streets, and America can be so proud of them. If you are interested in joining ICE and being on the front lines, go to join.ice.gov.
Wow.
All these $50,000.
Sign on. 50,000.
We heard 2 days ago, Donald Trump had announced that he was going to be deploying 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned around Russia as a result of the nuclear threats that were being issued back and forth between the United States and Russia. And now coming out today, we are hearing that Russia has said we are now going to lift the self-imposed moratorium stopping us from using certain nuclear weapons. And they have deployed 4 nuclear bombers to be dispersed in preparation for what they're saying is a high probability of a major attack. Take a look at the latest headlines with me so you can see it for yourself. Coming out today, August 4th, 2025, Russia issues a nuclear warning directed at the United States and NATO. Putin launches 4 nuclear bombers towards Europe after Trump sends submarines near Russia. A high probability of a major attack as Russia moves strategic bombers closer to Ukraine. And the Kremlin warns against nuclear rhetoric. This is directed towards the United States after Trump-Medvedev feud leads to submarine deployment. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this. At a lot of people speculating that some of the major earthquakes happening in Russia were underground nuclear testing. Well, Russian nuclear submarine base was damaged in a quake. Satellite images show. I'm going to show you there was some minor damage to a nuclear submarine base that was nearby, but a lot coming out today. August 4th, 2025, things continue to escalate. It appears that Donald Trump, after the back and forth with Medvedev, giving nuclear threats, Russia warning Trump, you should back down and stop your ultimatums against us to end the Ukrainian war. This will just move us closer to war with the United States. Donald Trump then saying 2 days ago that, all right, we're going to be positioning 2 nuclear submarines in the vicinity of Russia as a result of the threats that you are issuing out. We think that it is foolish, inflammatory statements, but just in case it's not, we're going to have these ready. And now we're hearing today 4 nuclear bombers are in the air as we speak, August 4th, 2025.
Y'all not making it livable with these prices no more. Y'all not making it livable with these prices no more. I can't just go and get a little cheeseburger no more. That be $5. I can't. What y'all want us to do? Y'all want us to come out these bitch, start eating grass and dirt? Then motherfuckers be so quick to say, oh, it depends on the goddamn stove you go to. Bro, I shouldn't have to pick a certain stove. Not even to mention the fact that that shit is starting not to matter no more, nigga. Pack of meat, $10, $11, $13, $14. The fuck? And nigga ain't just trying to eat any type of shit. Nigga trying to get some good quality shit. Like, y'all not making it livable no more. A nigga just finna start eating. I'm just finna start eating. I'm finna just stop putting gas in my car. Everybody, let's stop doing shit. And see how fucking far this world get. Nigga, I work 40 hours.
It'd be wise to start fasting. It'd be wise to know how to fast and know how long you can train your body. Like, basically, like, you got to train your body, man, because the times that we going into, hey man, you gonna lose weight, you know. Oh, you definitely gonna lose some weight. The times that we coming in, you gotta be used to only eating one time a day, maybe not even eating one time a day, you know. Gotta be wise. Better be wise. I don't know what these fat motherfuckers gonna do.
And I work 40 hours and half my check is groceries for 1 week. Nigga! The fuck?
Breaking news, Donald Trump just announced no more jail time, only house arrest. So he said if you're facing jail time, you'll be sent home and a cell will be built inside your home. If you're homeless, you're facing jail time, you got to stay in jail. You got to get a place. You got to get up. Maybe like maybe like a halfway house. They're going to start that where you can get transferred there and do the rest of your time. But they're going to be jail cells. There's no leaving the house. None of that bullshit. I think I'm lying. Go look at it. It's all over the news. World News, Top News, National News, TMZ, CNN, Shade Room. Shout me out, them. YouTube, TikTok, obviously. And I kind of like this. So cool points to Donald Trump. Because families will be able to be reunited, you know what I'm saying, or closer to home. And I think they can do visits, so we'll see. But shit gonna get out of hand.
He said very clearly is that it is not acceptable for India to continue financing this war by purchasing the oil from Russia. India portrays itself as being one of our closest friends in the world, but they don't accept our products. He said very clearly is that it is not acceptable for India to continue financing this war by purchasing the oil from Russia.
We have serious breaking news right now. According to Israeli news, Channel 12, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has agreed or decided to completely occupy Gaza. Now, this may force the Chief of Staff of Israel to resign in protest of the occupation. If confirmed, this is a very serious decision that will have altering consequences for the Middle East for years and decades to come. Any such occupation would likely violate the international laws of war. We don't obviously have the details of what this means yet, but forcing the Palestinians that live in Gaza to leave would represent ethnic cleansing and would be a violation of international laws of war. Occupying the territory and forcing the Palestinians living in their land to become Israeli would also be a violation. Ultimately, none of this will bring back the hostages, and a lot of critics are merely saying that this is Netanyahu's attempt to continue his forever war. We'll see the details coming soon. I'll provide you updates every step.
One man has died and another is fighting for life after an incident at a worksite in Carlingford. Workers say a concrete pump collapsed, hitting both workers. It happened at the same site where in June a leaning crane forced evacuations and road closures. Meriton have offered their condolences to the family, and Safe Work New South Wales are now investigating.
I think this was in India. That's the Lord, bro.
We are approaching that sort of Canadian wildfire season. Over 700 fires are currently burning, most of which are in Saskatchewan and Manitoba or across the boreal forest. Most of them are natural, but that smoke, amplified by climate change, is getting into the northeastern third of the country. So places like Green Bay, Milwaukee, Detroit, you're in it as far as the air quality alerts go. Detroit is like the top 3 right now in the world as far as cities that are unhealthy with the air quality there. So that smoke is very dense in there. These numbers are replicated, obviously. Green being good, yellow not so good, orange is bad, red is even worse. So here is your index, and basically if you get over 100, that's when you should take notice. If you are a member of the unhealthy group, older people, you should limit your outdoor activity. But like in Detroit right now, it's over 150. So unhealthy for everybody. Avoid burning. You don't want to barbecue. You don't want to have a fire pit outside. You don't want to add to things. And then maybe a portable air cleaner. If you don't have a high-end filter, you can make one yourself, okay? So most of the filters in our HVAC units are kind of lower MERV. MERV is the minimum efficiency rating value. And basically, you want a higher MERV when you have smoke around. And you can do that by just getting a plain old box fan, taking a MERV of 13 filter, square one, just pasting it to the back side of this. You want to make it even more efficient, you can kind of cut out a circular thing, and that'll kind of focus things more. Even more efficient than that, add 2 in the back here. If you want to get really crazy, you can do a whole cube here and get things, and this will be almost, to the quality of, say, of a hospital. So that's would be the extreme thing. But I think just box fan, get 1 filter, and you're good to go. And obviously pay attention to some of the symptoms, right? Well, you can smell smoke. Sometimes you can't smell it. And the particles are small enough to where you just start coughing. You'll have trouble breathing. Your eyes will start to stink. Boy, when we cover...
I tell you something right now, I can taste that shit. And I'm in, he talking about Chicago. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I can, man, it's like a hint. I don't know, man. It's like a hint of like burning. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a hint of burning. Like every time, like when I take a breath, this shit is horrible, bro. It make you feel like it just don't make you feel good, bro. So I can only imagine them up there, bro. Cause I already feel like shit.
Wildfires, that's the one thing we always get. Scratchy throats, runny noses, headaches. I'm starting to sound like a doctor here, but you just feel like you don't feel so great when the air quality is poor. And I think we're going to be into this for the remainder.
Pretty much from BC to
Look at that
Quebec,
shit.
we have special air quality statements and warnings in
Look at all that
place.
damn
There is
smoke.
particularly a focus on Manitoba right now, where there was
Man.
actually an evacuation of a First Nation due to the heavy wildfire smoke that is in the area. So the Nusitchewayasik Cree Nation was evacuated on the weekend, and they were sent to a center in Winnipeg. But they have asked everyone who has evacuated, even if they're staying with friends and family, to make sure that they have registered. It's really a problem right across the country. Those warnings are in place, in particular across parts of the Northwest Territories and the Prairies, where they're seeing a really, really heavy amounts of smoke in those places. We did speak with Dr. Labos about sort of some of the problems that this can create for people, particularly those that might have pre-existing health conditions. Here's what he had to say.
Those masks are there specifically to filter out particles like that, so it depends how bad the air quality is. It depends how long you're going to be out there. It depends what your risk is. If you're somebody with a lot of pre-existing medical conditions, it's not a terrible idea to do so. So it really depends on the situation and what the air quality is in your specific local area.
So now, of course, with this wildfire smoke, we're seeing reduced visibility in areas, and it does lead to sort of throat and nose and eye irritation for those who might have to be out in it. Of course, it is also recommended for you to limit your exposure to it. We are currently kind of tracking this ranking of air quality around the world. This smoke map here gives you a sense of where it's moving and how it's moving throughout the day, starting with a really heavy band of it across that southern part especially, which is also leading to some hazy conditions through the early parts of the day in some major U.S. cities as well.
You might ask, FEMA funding. So if your city or state has decided to boycott Israel because they take issue with, genocide and the slaughter of innocent people, well, the federal taxes that you pay into, you'll be deprived of if you need it as a result of a natural disaster or any type of emergency.
Yeah.
Okay. That is some of the most disgusting America Last garbage I've ever heard in my life. There needs to be a revolt because the fact that we are working hard, paying our taxes, and the federal government is basically telling us, no, we don't like the political cause you're engaging in, so we're going to deprive you of those resources is unacceptable.
Yeah, we're all Palestinians now. This is the beginning of how it feels to be living under an occupation. But Israel has done an amazing job. Of occupying 330 million people, demanding all of our money, demanding that we support a genocide, demanding that we take money out of our paychecks to go kill over 20,000 innocent children in Gaza and to starve them to death. They're saying you must support our fascist government. You don't have a choice. And by the way, if you boycott it...
Hey, real quick, there's a lot of right-wingers in my comments on that post about how a lot of states are eliminating you being able to purchase junk food on your EBT. Okay, clearly we all know it's junk food and it's not good for you. We're not stupid. The problem is the only argument you guys have to put a leg forward is, oh, they're chemicals. Should they pay for this? Should they do this? Hate to break it to you, everything has fucking chemicals. First and foremost, bananas here don't look like bananas everywhere else. Lab grown. Chemicals were involved when they genetically made bananas here. I hate to say this to you, everything's sprayed with pesticides, everything's sprayed with preservatives, everything is made to last a little longer. And then the more healthier, actually organic food is going to cost you $20. It's going to cost you $20 for a snack. So the problem is okay, you're going to stop SNAP benefits for people who are on a fixed income, or people who have kids, or people who just can't make ends meet, especially in today's climate. That's fine. But the moment you do that, are you going to lower the prices of organic or whole or natural or healthier foods? Are you going to give us other options other than the bullshit snack foods? Because if I'm not mistaken, there are baked options like baked chips, which are a little healthier, still bullshit, a little healthier, but if they're just saying chips in general, that means you can't even buy the baked ones. That means if you have a craving, you got to go buy actual fruit, and a fucking tub of strawberries is going to cost you anywhere from $5 to $7. A tub of grapes is going to cost you anywhere from $3 to $6.
Man, them not even fucking real. You know? Yeah, damn, these motherfucking braids got my head in.
Fucking milk's gonna cost you $4 to $7. Eggs are gonna cost you $3 to $7. So it's like a bag of chips is gonna cost me $1.
You know what I mean? Or this bullshit I can get on my I don't have food stamps. But like, you gotta understand, you have to make compromises. You can't just make changes and think people can afford that. Cost of living isn't going down. My rent's still due, bitch. These kids about to eat a bag of chips right now. I ain't got time to be whipping something up. And then on top of that, anything healthy, you gotta cook. And some people just don't have the time throughout the day to go cook because they're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So this is what I'm saying. The problem is, you guys try to attack the root. Like, you guys try to attack the surface issues. It's deeper than the surface, bitch. Go down to the roots. Let's handle the problem at hand. That's the issue.
This is something you can't make up, and thank goodness there is footage of it. Ukrainians are using drones with sticks on them to destroy Russian drones. That is correct. In this video, you can see a Russian drone, which is called Zala. And in this video, you can't really see the Ukrainian drone as much, but you can see a stick. And so Ukrainians are taping sticks to their drones, putting the drones in the sky. And then when they see these drones, which move fairly slowly, they go up to the drone and they kind of go to the motor and they just poke at it. And they keep poking at it. And in this 30-second clip we're watching, you're seeing this drone get to the point to where it hits the motor, it goes back, it hits it again, and eventually hits it one more time before the drone falls out of the sky. It needs to be said that the reason why this drone is so slow is because it's supposed to be hovering over combat areas, or at least going very slowly over combat areas, so they can give information to the other ground troops. And because Ukrainians have seen, this is something you can't make up.
They've figured out every angle of this. They're going to create a huge demand for it, and people are going to be forced to use it. I know you're thinking now, well, how can I be forced to use it? And by the way, this starts in October of this year, October 2025. I forget the name of the bill. It's 147 something. It passed back in March, where the government's going cashless. Welfare will be on it, Social Security payments, tax refunds, fines. I'm sure they're actually going to put property taxes on it, or you can't actually write a check out of your bank account. No, you're going to have to use stable coin. And I'm going to call it what it actually should be called, slave coin. The SC, slave coin. Government's going cashless. Federal government's not going to issue checks any longer ASAP. This, by the way, is happening up in Canada, it's happening in USA, it's happening in Australia. This is so bad and so incredibly evil. And this is not a hyperbolic statement. I can't stand hyperbolic statements. Can't stand it. Oh, the way they...
The Book of Revelation.
A New York judge has ordered Sean Combs to stay in jail until he is sentenced in October. The judge rejected his bail application, saying that he failed to present clear and convincing evidence that he won't run away or put others in danger. The hip-hop mogul, as you know, was convicted last month on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution, but he was cleared of the more serious charges. His lawyers claim defendants in similar cases have been released on bond.
They make a fortune with pharmaceuticals, and they make our pharmaceuticals in China and Ireland and everything else. And within the next week or so, we're going to be announcing tariffs on specifically. This is a separate class than the 15% tariffs on sort of everything. These are excluded classes, I call them. I like to call them excluded, like steel, aluminum, etc.
Right, the
well,
232.
We're going to be announcing on semiconductors and chips, which is a separate category, because we want them made in the United States. And by the way, they're being made in the United States. You know, we have the biggest in the world, as you know, from Taiwan is coming over and spending $300 billion in Arizona, building the biggest plant in the world for chips and semiconductors. But on pharmaceuticals, we'll be putting a initially small tariff on pharmaceuticals, but in 1 year, 1.5 years maximum, it's going to go to 150%, and then it's going to go to 250%, because we want pharmaceuticals made in our country.
$13.99 for a 12-pack? Oh, man, that's outrageous.
You know, I was informed by my people that we have to get out of Chase Manhattan. That's Jamie and J.P. Morgan Chase. So I said, I can't believe it. Well, I was never in this situation before. I've never had anything like it. And it's not like, gee, you defaulted on a loan. You know, geez, I can understand that. That's different. But there's no default. I mean, there's nothing but cash. I have a really great company. And then what happens is I call up Bank of America routinely because when I was president, this was after I got out, by the way, I call up Bank of America routinely, and I speak to him, and I speak to a couple of people, and they have zero interest. Brian was kissing my ass when I was president, and when I called him after I was president to deposit $1 billion plus and a lot of other things, more importantly to open accounts, which banks always like. They like accounts because they get interest free, you know, the overnights and things, a lot of reasons for it, but they like accounts. I had hundreds of accounts, and he said, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. So I went to another one. I ended up going to small banks all over the place. I mean, I was putting 10 million here, 10 million there, did 5 million, 10 million, 12 million. I have them all over the place, the craziest thing. And it's lucky I even had them. They were doing me a favor. And that's because the banks discriminated against me very badly. And I was very good to the banks. I had the greatest economy in the history of our country when I was president. And by the way, our economy now will blow that away. And you see it happening. But our economy now, because we're a rich country again, because of our trade deals, we've become a rich country again. But no, they totally discriminate against,
Nigga, what?
I think me maybe even more, but they discriminate against many conservatives.
This nigga said we became a rich country. Nigga, we fucked
We're in a
up.
race to the moon, in a race with China to the moon, and to have a base on the moon.
But not even to say we. Fuck we. Y'all fucked up. Shit. I'm just here. Hey, look, this ain't my motherfucking home. Trump tweaking.
Need energy. This fission technology is critically important. And so we've spent hundreds of $millions studying, can we do it? We are now going to move beyond studying, and we have given direction to go, let's start to deploy our technology to move to actually make this a reality. And if we're going to be able to sustain life on the moon to then go to Mars, this technology is critically important.
Man, they trying to set up some stuff to fight Yahweh.
I can tell you right now from
This
my own
the dude
experience
that I was talking about.
Palestinians and people of color.
This the dude I was talking about, Chris Smalls. He had ended up going out there to Israel, and they whooped his ass.
Are not safe amongst the Israeli government. They single-handedly attacked me out of the 21 volunteers because of the color of my skin. I didn't want to consent to their propaganda, so 7 authorities threw me to the ground. They put their knees in my back. They twisted my arms behind my back. They levitated me with 3 on each side, and one of them were pulling my hair back and choking me by the chains, telling me to shut up repeatedly. And they said some very racist remarks. They kept me isolated from the rest of the crew the entire time. And I know, once again, it was discrimination, and I wasn't treated like any of the other passengers.
Jake should never took his ass out there. He lucky he came back.
I have to say that somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
What we know about this incident the president was talking about, a Doge staffer who Elon Musk, according to a post he said on put on X just a short time ago, said was trying to defend a woman from who was being assaulted by a group of about a dozen young men. A Doge team member saw what was happening, ran to defend her, and there you see is the picture of what Elon Musk and President Trump allege happened to that young man. We know this is about 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, just a couple days ago. DC Fire did go out there. They did not transport that young man with any injuries that needed to be treated at a hospital. Elon Musk saying he had symptoms of a concussion, but again, not taken to the hospital. According to sources familiar.
A
y'all, something weird is currently happening underneath New York right now, and barely anyone is talking about this. First of all, they just got hit with a 2.7 magnitude earthquake just a few days after they got hit with a 3.4. And now they are talking about a massive blob of hot molten rock that's rising up underneath the city, y'all. Nah, this ain't normal, y'all. New York is really Gotham City.
What's up, everybody? A little breaking news for you right now. Just an earthquake again in northeast Jersey. You're talking about Hillsdale right here. That was a magnitude 2.7, and it just happened about 12:11 p.m. local time. That was this afternoon. It was 1.2 miles southwest of Hillsdale, New Jersey. Looking at the shake map around.
Now let's take a look at what they're saying. Scientists have detected a massive underground hot blob of molten rock about 220 miles wide and 125 miles deep beneath the Appalachian Mountains, known as the Northern Appalachian Anomaly. It is likely, what's up with all these anomalies, right? The South Antarctic Anomaly, now they're calling this the Northern Appalachian Anomaly. They said this tectonic split took place 80 million years ago, roughly around the time that Greenland and North America was still together. Is that why Trump said he wants Greenland back, y'all? Because it was originally ours? They said this anomaly is moving southwest towards New York at a rate of 12 miles per million years. What are they kidding us? Do they really want us to believe it that, right? The way that the planet is going right now, the way that all these earthquakes are shaking the earth right now, they expect us to believe this is happening 12 miles per million.
You see this? It's crazy because, like, a lot of people don't even realize, like, the food is really fake for real. Like, half of the foods we eat is either GMO, you know, it's been tampered with, got chemical sprayed on there. This man is making a head of cabbage in water. Now imagine what they doing with the food now, fast forward. A lot of people, they be like, the food tastes good until they realize how it was made. He literally squeezed it and crunched it up like cabbage. And look, he cut it in half and look.
We are hearing that there is a parade of volcanoes that is erupting all throughout the Pacific, and experts are now warning that there could be a huge earthquake on the way with what we're seeing, and also developments in what they believe is causing the earthquakes. Let me go ahead and share with you the latest articles and video footage so you can see it for yourself. Take a look at the headlines with me. Now, this says, experts warn hidden earthquake threat beneath North America could strike at any moment. Experts on high alert as multiple volcanoes in the Pacific Ring of Fire suddenly come to life. Now, what's interesting about this is take a look at this article. This actually came out days before we saw that massive 8.8 strike in Russia. And now take a look at the headlines coming out today, August the 5th. Russian earthquake has caused a parade of volcanic eruptions, experts say. The volcano has caused part of the Kamchatka Peninsula to shift to the southeastward. So the entire peninsula is actually shifting. We're hearing there is massive volcanic activity. The tectonic plates are shifting, and they are warning that there might be even larger earthquakes that could be on the way. Now, take a look. Also, coming out today, August 5th, a second earthquake in days has struck New Jersey and shakes parts of New York again. And let me know in the comments. I saw some people saying that they felt the first one. Did you feel the second one that hit today? Also coming out, another big one today, August 5th, a 5.7 earthquake strikes near the Dominican Republic hours after a smaller quake strikes Haiti. A 5.7 magnitude earthquake has struck off the southeast coast of the Dominican Republic. And also, this is very fascinating. Now, let me know if you've heard this. They're saying they believe that some of the things that are happening right now could be due to solar flares and the sun. Take a look. Now, this was all over the headlines back in March. It says the sun's activity can trigger earthquakes. And now we know how this is happening. And this comes as we are hearing that right now the sun is erupting.
This motherfucker talking about the sun. These motherfuckers want to blame. These motherfuckers want to put on everything besides God. With that, until next time, Shalom.